Stingray, we're gonna have a little talk, man. So Thursday night, I believe it was Thursday night, a guy named Brendan Walker from BarStool Sports was talking a little trash about you. Of course, we sent out a video explaining that, hey, you know what, you need to keep your mouth and keep Stingray's name out your mouth, keep it off your keyboard. And for unforeseen circumstances, we had to remove the video, but 25,000 people saw what we were about. Bottom line is this, Brendan Walker, okay? Let's get something straight. I'm not insulting you. I'm just describing you. You're a freaking big-ass, blonde-haired, Mississippi Zach Morris lookalike motherfucker. You ain't shit. The only thing you do is keep David Portnoy's balls dry. That's it. And that's your job. First, let me explain something to you. See, the CTS, Stingray has a heart of gold. See, Stingray don't need the CTS. CTS needs Stingray. He comes on to the CTS not because he has to, because he wants to. He's helped this channel out. He'll give his shirt off his back to help anyone out. And then have an ugly, hermaphrodite-looking motherfucker like yourself sit there and want to make fun of Stingray pisses me off because you ain't nobody special. You ain't nothing. And now, and then the other day, I was listening to a podcast, something called Thunder and Lightning. Stingray, of all people, introduced me to this podcast because for me, I had to learn how, about other teams now that we're doing a sports show. So I'm sitting there and I'm listening to it, and of course, this guy, what's his name?
Brian Hadad.
Brian Hadad. Let's call him Rubus Hagrid from Harry Potter. I mean, Conrad Thompson, because he's just a hairy, big, fat, greasy-looking Mississippian. That it's not. He's a nobody, but then he wants to sit there and insult Stingray because his family paid $40 for cameo. You lucky that Stingray took the time out of his day to sit there and do this.
My friends and my family tried to bring Stingray into my life. Stingray is one of my top 5 least favorite people on the earth.
He gave us a shout out. He gave our podcast a shout out.
Everybody, check out the Thunder and Lightning podcast. I used to be a State fan on Fine Bob. Woo!
I'm not going to hate on Stingray.
I got no time in the day for that guy. That's why they struggled today.
Well, I will bring you two together at some point.
I can assure you that you will not.
BarStool Sports got millions of subscribers. We got thousands of subscribers. We don't even got thousands of subscribers. We have 1,000 subscribers. We ain't nobody special. BarStool Sports will squash us, but that doesn't mean you have the right to talk trash about Stingray. And Xander, say something educated.
Okay. Look, man. Look at this show today. One more time, and you talk bad about Stingray, it's the bottom line for you. One more time and you're out. One more time you talk about Stingray in a bad way, I am coming to your house and I'm going to kill you to death. Anyone does that.
Xander, you can't kill nobody, man.
If you keep talking bad about Stingray, you're out of the show, and we'll have to talk to you very hard. And we'll come to your house and fight you.
That's an 8-year-old
That's
talking.
the end of you.
That's an 8-year-old talking straight up. He ain't scared of you. Nobody here scared of you. Keep Stingray out your mouth and off your keyboard.
I'll kind of address some of that stuff today just because, it's to the point, fellas. I don't know if you'll watch this. I don't really care if you're going to watch it. I'm not hard to find if you want to send me a message or not. But, when you do a podcast, at least don't do it outside by the swimming pool where I guess kids yelling. I'm trying to figure out what you say bad about Stingray. And you can not like the guy. You can like the guy. It doesn't really matter. I don't like the Kardashians. Guess what I don't do? I don't watch them. I don't talk about them. We're grown-ass men, or at least us three. I don't know about you two. Thunder and Lightning. The only Thunder and Lightning was at Clemson. Get your mind right. No one takes y'all seriously, just like no one takes Mississippi State seriously at all.
No disrespect to Stingray.
Yeah,
here's the thing. Stingray made a lot of bad decisions. After the Mississippi State fans
10 minutes.
disrespecting him. And Stingray owned up to those. He apologized. But quite frankly, that's all. That's it. That's the end of it. His love for Mississippi State is endless. He loves Mississippi State. He loves college football. And be honest with you, he loves people. So for you to come on here and sit there and disrespect the man because he doesn't know how to talk trash, let me tell you something. Clemson Tom and I know how to talk trash. And be honest with you, just like Clemson Tom, I'm not very hard to find my damn self. I'm not.
But honestly, it's to the point where, like, we're grown men. We don't trash talk anymore. Like, that's gone away. Unless it's like talking bad or like about a coach because it's part of the show and stuff. But it'd be different if Stingray made out with your girlfriend or something like that, which probably did.
Have you seen Brandon Walker?
I didn't. I wasn't really looking for him because he doesn't matter. All his little, I don't like Stingray. It doesn't matter to me.
Yeah.
It's so dumb. Like, he goes on here, then he's got his followers. I think he does like a betting show. Good for him. I was going to Google him, but then I just went back to living my life. And then I poured a whiskey, and that's just my life. I don't let others affect me because what they eat doesn't make me shit, so why should I care?
The bottom line is this is the end of it right here. Brian Haggard.
Seriously. If you got a problem, let's solve it. That's it. And I'm not talking no violence, but if you got a problem, we'll come on your show. You come on our show. Let's hash it out. Let's grown men. Adults, we talk through things. Apparently they're running out of ideas because the insults and the cut downs are the whole reason I put my 8-year-old on here, because it's we're dumbing it down to their level. That's just me. And honestly, I want to try that coffee that they're talking about in Starksville. And I don't even like coffee. And I don't even like that show, so who cares?
Enough said. We said what we needed to say. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to 3rd and 3. Stingray, take over for us, please.
Let's go. Let's talk about some real shit.
Miss, I'm going to tell you something. As long as you got Lane Kiffin, you're probably not going to have him for a very long time because Lane Kiffin likes to travel. And he likes to go somewhere with a beach. So I'm going to tell you this. As long as you got Lane Kiffin, you better hold on to him as much as you can and enjoy, because he may bring you an SEC championship. Will he bring you a national championship? I doubt it. But he will probably bring you an SEC championship. So and Alabama, Georgia, be watching out for Ole Miss. Mississippi State, sorry, Steve. Mississippi State, you don't have to worry about anything. You still going to be that Music City Bowl is still going to be waiting for you. All right.
Good for them, Music City Bowl. At least they're consistent.
Brandon Walker's consistent, looking like Zach Morris.
And let me also add this little nugget to that game. This game is actually being played in Denver. It's not going to be in Boulder, and it's not going to be at Kyle Field.
It's going to be at Zach
altitude. The altitude will play a factor, my friends.
Yes.
It's going to be at Zach Morris's house. Brandon Walker looking mother. Hate you.
I'm going with Sam Pittman winning this game in Fayetteville and upsetting the Longhorns of Texas.
That's like a 9-year-old football team playing another 9-year-old football team.
I still think I think it's going to be.
That's not an upset. I mean, whoever wins that game is still going to suck.
I mean, yeah. Could be worse. I mean, I'm not picking Arkansas in anything. Just like I'm not picking Mississippi State in anything.
Stingray closes out on that note.
On that note, guys, this has been a great show. We hope that you will tune in again next time right here on the CTS. And I do have one final thought for all of you guys out there. Remember, when you watch the CTS and all of our great shows, it always makes you feel like a champion.
Except for Brandon Walker. Looks like a bitch.
He looks like a nice young man.
Brian Haggard. Podcast sucks. Don't fuck with Stingray. I'm out.